Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Sarah Smith on the Sarah Speaks podcast, coming to you from the beautiful botanical gardens in Auckland City in New Zealand. And I'm going to take this opportunity to do a wee podcast to introduce myself. A few of the listeners have asked me to do a bit more speaking about who I am and what it is that I do. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to give you a little bit more of an insight into who Sarah Smith is and what it is that she does. So basically, I've started podcasting and started posting up videos on my Facebook page, Sarah Smith, and I also have a Twitter account, Sarah Speaks, or I think the handle is actually at Sarah Smith 1984-9. If you'd like to go and follow me there. I've also got a BitChute channel, Sarah Speaks, and also on MeWe. I think that's all I'm doing at the moment. I suppose I should go to Parler at some point with all the censorship that's going on. But so I joined Twitter during the first lockdown in March, and then I think it wasn't long after that I started my Facebook account. I've been off social media for over 10 years and had never really planned to get back on it. Really, my life was great without social media. But here I am, making videos. And I didn't really anticipate this, but it just got to a point during lockdown where I had to start sharing my thoughts. And that's what Twitter was about. Oh, there's a wood pigeon sitting up on that tree there, enjoying the setting sun. Let's have a little zoom in. It's not very good against the light. Maybe if we get a bit closer. If I go on the other side, maybe. He's gorgeous. So Twitter. I've really enjoyed my few months on Twitter. Some amazing people on Twitter. Amazing patriots in New Zealand and worldwide. And so with that came my deep dive into Trump and everything that he's doing, because that was a rabbit hole that I really didn't really go down, I suppose, until then. I thought that Trump was just another psyop, to be honest. I suppose I was so disillusioned with the political system, as many of us are, and I haven't voted for over 10 years, and I just thought Trump was part of the establishment and that he was there to usher in the next phase of the New World Order. But I truly believe that man is working with some amazing people in America and worldwide, including military personnel. And I do believe that he has the best intentions for humanity and that he is draining the swamp. So I became a patriot over lockdown, and I started to understand more about the changing of society for the positive and the release of many different technologies, the Tesla technologies, and with the quantum energy and quantum internet and various different things that are supposedly going to take place. It's very exciting. So the next 3 years, from what I understand, we'll see a huge shift in the way society operates and the way we do things, and it's taking the power out of the hands of the global elites, or those powers that should not be, however you want to describe them. There's many different names for them. They've been operating for a long, long time, and it is going to take some time to give the power back to the people. So that's been my recent reintroduction into social media over lockdown, and I was never confused about COVID from the very beginning. I knew what it was, and it was still at times difficult not to get caught up in the fear when you see people buying into it. But I found some good support and some amazing people online that became kind of my support group through what was a relatively difficult time in some aspects. I mean, in other aspects, obviously it was great, more time to do the things that I enjoy. But overall, it's been hard to see so many people buy into the mainstream narrative around COVID. So prior to that, what can I tell you? Well, I'm a reformed lefty. I started out being interested in left-wing politics just because I suppose you kind of follow on from what your parents do. My mother was very much a Green Party supporter, and my father and my stepfather were both also lefties, Labour supporters, Greens supporters, so I just followed along. And I did a politics degree in the end, and I got involved with left-wing politics because I felt like studying it wasn't enough, and that I had to be boots on the ground and actually stand for something. So I stood on the left and campaigned on the left and got involved in university politics on the left. And at that point, I did not even understand the right. I did not understand libertarianism. I didn't understand conservatives, or what their arguments were or positions were. I just believed the left, and I just believed that right-wingers were selfish, money hungry, uncaring, all those typical things that the left likes to smear the right with. And I was already awake to other things back then, in terms of the unseen realms and the physical realms and the food, the genetically modified organisms and glyphosate and fluoride and, a lot of those things. I grew up knowing, understanding those things because I had parents that were awake in a lot of areas, but then in other areas they weren't awake. So I was blessed to have an amazing childhood, growing up in nature, growing up with a mother who loved gardening and growing her own food. So, we were very well nourished as children, and we spent a lot of time in nature, at the beach and in the bush. So that was my upbringing in rural New Zealand. I've lived in Auckland for a long time, and I've always had a love-hate relationship with Auckland. I love Auckland because there are a lot of diverse people and a lot of amazing cultural activities. And Auckland is surrounded by amazing beaches and amazing nature. But it's still a city, and what's become more and more apparent to me is it's very liberal. And turns out I'm not a liberal. So yeah, I'm maybe centre right. I probably have conservative values now, and I really do value freedom and value the idea of freedom and people's rights to live the way they want to, with the least amount of interference from government and bureaucracy and red tape. And as long as we're not harming anyone, we should be allowed to live our life as free as possible. And so that's basically what this podcast is about. It's just wanting to speak to interesting people about interesting things and bringing the ideas of freedom, truth, beauty and goodness to the hearts and minds of the people. And hopefully there'll be a few of you that resonate with either what I'm saying or with what the people that I speak to are saying. And that's as much as I can hope for at this point, because when I was a lefty, I wanted to change the world. And I realised after some time that we can't change the world, we can only change ourselves. And now also having come through the truth movement and having really understood a lot of these issues, I realised that it's really one heart, one mind at a time. And you can't force anybody to understand the truth. They have to want to understand it themselves, and they have to want to learn themselves. The old adage of you can only lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink, and that's been a hard lesson for me to learn. And the other one is that one should not cast pearls before swine either. So hopefully this way, through a podcast, I can share my thoughts and speak with some interesting people, and maybe you'll glean a few things from there. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll skip on through and find someone else that you resonate with, because at the end of the day, we all resonate with different people and different messengers and different voices, different perspectives. So, that's a little bit about me. I just want to go to this tree because I can see another wood pigeon. Amazing birds. Oh. So yeah, this is probably a great place to end it. Oh look, there's two of them. I almost feel like with that first one that we saw at the start, and these two, they've kind of, it's been a bit of an omen, I suppose, or just a nice way of nature being part of this little podcast. They seem like they're quite happy there. And the kowhai tree that has already flowered. So with that, everybody, thank you for tuning in, and if you've got any questions or any comments, leave them down below. And as you're all very well aware of the old social media thing, I'm still getting used to it, but like, share, subscribe, do all of that. If there's anyone you think would find any value in the Sarah Speaks podcast, then be sure to tell them about it, be sure to share it. And for anyone in Auckland next week, it's the 17th, it's election day. There'll be another event on at Aotea Square with the New Zealand Liberty Movement. It's going to be a great fun-filled event with live music and DJs, and it's kind of a culmination of all the hard work that everybody's been doing to raise awareness about freedom and ending lockdowns and sharing the breaches of our freedoms in this country. So if you can make it next week, Saturday, October 17th, 12 p.m. till 2 p.m, another NZLM event to basically just get together and have a bit of a rally and a bit of a fun-filled event for everyone. So take care out there, and thanks so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate all of your support, and hopefully, you've enjoyed this, and take care. See you again soon. Bye.